What's going on, everybody? Welcome inside Slightly Relatable. I am Dan. I'm joined here with Ken. Joe's on the ones and twos.
What's up, guys?
Joe shows himself now, so it's good. He'll pop up in the corner.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
No attention. Coming off the busy season, coming off a Super Bowl run by the Philadelphia Eagles, winning a Super Bowl. We did the whole parade thing last week. I hurled a bunch of cheesesteaks at the players. Kenny hurled on the side of the road.
I sat on the top of the truck because first of all, the roof kind of gives in, and then it's on a suspension, and I just knew it's too many ways where I just fall and die. And then
which would have been great.
They all made fun of me. They all made fun of me
because
I threw a T-shirt really poorly, so I just gave up on the idea of the cheesesteak.
It was a bad throw. It was a bad throw.
I couldn't find my lacrosse stick at home because I was going to launch the cheesesteaks with that. I decided to be cinematographer.
Do you know what it was more of, though, with the T-shirt throw? It was the last shirt in the box. Yes. You know, that could have all been avoided, me breaking your balls about it, but it was the last shirt, and you went to throw it forward, and it went on a 90-degree angle left.
It's like my
and I said, dude, that was the worst fucking throw I've ever seen in my life.
My index finger at the last second did like a fucking get down, Mr. President, and it shot like that, and then the shirt went awry. But...
Yeah, I think you hit some little girl on the side of the head.
No, I think it hit the porta potty or something. So
it was a very poor throw, but nonetheless, you did a great job filming. You got Dallas Goedert. We fired a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Joe hit him in the hands.
I can take credit for Dallas Goedert actually completing a pass to him because there were like three others.
Yeah.
Goddard was pretty sauced up. He was dropping some balls.
Yeah.
But I did complete one to him. Somebody got one to Kari Blasingame, the fullback for the Eagles. That was a good clip. He was the one that took the big bite out of the.
And then
he held it up and then took a bite out of it.
Okay, was he the black guy or the white guy?
Yeah,
black guy.
Black guy.
Okay, yeah.
I
hit him.
We did get a lot of catches, but everyone was drinking enough that Jalen Reagor would have been like a median receiver with that.
Yeah.
They weren't very short-handed at that point in the day.
And you hit the one, and you hit the Asian gentleman who caught it. He actually commented on the video too.
Oh, did he?
He's like, "Thanks for the refuel,
I didn't realize that
boys."
was him.
Yeah,
who was that? Was he just
a lot of the people that were on some of the buses were I guess season ticket holders that have a lot of money and stuff. Yeah, because the one girl who commented, she's always in the front row. Mm-hmm. So some of the people I guess were just people who might just spend a lot of money on box tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
And they got the opportunity to ride in the parade.
Didn't they also have team staff in there too?
Yeah. Yeah, they had the coaches, the trainers.
So the guy that commented though, you're talking about the Polynesian looking guy, right?
Well, sure.
The
guy who rips it off and he's
and throws the cheesesteak back into the crowd.
No, he doesn't throw it. It looks like he does, but he doesn't. He holds onto it and he finishes it.
Yeah, that's
you guys are looking at this
the one you throw in the video. It's you throw and he catches it.
Yeah. But what did he say? Do we know who he is? How he's involved with the team, or if he's
I looked it up. I didn't ask him anything. He just said thank you for the refuel, and I went on his account, and he just looks like his family has a lot of money, and he goes to the games and has a good suite at the games. So
see if we can find him.
It's in the actual.
This one. It's on the Enterprise Sports one, right?
Yeah, it's in the Enterprise Sports. Video, but so he commented. The one girl commented saying that somebody in her bus got hit in the head with a cheesesteak. So
there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
So
guys, you're welcome. With Howie almost getting killed by a beer can, and if Howie starts making bad moves, we're all gonna try and kill that guy that hit him with the beer can. But it's not that bad to get hit in the head with a cheesesteak.
Video. Pump numbers, by the way.
I don't want to say I called this, but you were underselling what was happening last week when we talked about this.
Think so?
Yeah. And I literally,
my first throw, by the way, was a
moment.
missile. I threw that way too hard. It went over the bus.
You hit the other side.
I might have hit somebody. I might have hit a bystander.
But I literally called our shot. I was like, buddy, this is gonna be one of your best videos of the week. And I mean, look at it.
Sure enough, it did really good.
It
But
did
scroll
really
down. There's Phil Baldino. He commented. Shouts out Phil. Shouts out Phil. They couldn't have been.
Shout out Phillips Cheesesteaks. Was his idea, right? You're talking
correct.
about this guy.
Yeah. Philip. That's him. Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
So he commented. If you scroll down.
Do we know his name?
No, his name escapes me. But
yeah, it was thanks for the refuel.
Nonetheless, he did say thanks for the refuel.
I don't know where he is now. He deleted it. He's gone.
No, I don't think he would have.
He's a part of Howie.
A lot of comments here to sort through.
Go back up. It wasn't in any of those. There it is right there. Thanks for the refuel, boys. I full of steaks. That guy right there.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah. So
this guy looks connected.
Yeah, he just to me, he just looks like a guy whose family has a lot of money.
Well, shout out this guy. He made it like he was like the first guy that made it like electric.
Yes.
with the
Correct.
cheesesteak.
Yeah,
He
fries.
ate that shit. He ate
Yeah.
that steak like a professional.
He really did. This guy rocks. Getting
Great
around,
guy.
getting
Great
around.
guy. He's
with
probably
Bryce Harper over
Howie
here,
Roseman's secretary.
shooting half-court shots at the Sixers game or wherever that is. Looks like Villanova actually.
Yeah.
This guy rocks.
We got to find out what this guy does. I gotta
yeah.
get in touch with this guy.
We'll
Soup
shoot him a
enthusiast.
message.
That's what it says
There
in
we
his
go.
bio. So he's big on soup.
I did
by
love
the
this
way,
story.
By the way, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was cool. I don't know if you saw that, Ken.
Yeah, I saw
The
that.
jacket.
we can pull it
Another
up
story
real quick.
too. I just saw the Titanic-looking ship, the USS United, taken out of Philadelphia. They're going to
United
send it
States,
down.
yeah.
It's
The
going down
SS
to the
United
Gulf
States.
of America, and they're going to sink it and make it a reef.
Make it the largest artificial reef.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty
It's
fucking
cool, but it just shows how much the
It would-
city sucks. If this city was
Yeah.
run by smart people, we'd be renovating that shit. That would be like a cool hotel. They
Yeah,
run
but it's
the
like-
river. Ooh, here's the nice restaurant. Shit. You'd be making so much money, and it was like, wow, a vintage look. Instead, it just sits there and rots for 30 years, 40 years. No one knows what to do with it.
But I
Yeah.
found out apparently somebody tried to do that, and there's just so many like hoops you have to jump through to make like a ship a restaurant that like they just didn't think it would
Mashulu
work.
figured it out.
Who?
Mashulu, the one that's
The Mashaloo?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mashaloo is also a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And,
that one is fucking huge. Like I think it's bigger or like around the same size as the fucking Titanic. Like it was fucking huge.
Yeah, no, literally the USS United. That's like I'd say like
it beat
cruise
the
line ship.
It beat the speed record for transatlantic travel when it made its
Across
trip.
the
yeah.
Yeah, that must have been so
My
annoying
parents
back
came,
in
or
the
my
day.
mom came over on, not on that one. She came over on the Constitution, but it was a ship just like that
The
one.
Constitution.
The
one
USS Constitution.
From, the
yeah.
one from like the 1700s. The
No.
wooden ship.
Yeah, that is the one that is still around. The U.S.
If it's still and if
Yeah,
they
it's
if they sailed it in the
Old Ironsides.
60s, then it would have been that one, yeah. Because that's when she came over.
The Constitution. The wooden ship.
But it's just like it's that classic ship of Theseus. It's like, okay, you have
Yeah.
the ship,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
replace the thing, and eventually you replace the whole thing. Is it still the
Is it
same
still
ship?
the
No
ship?
one knows, man. No one knows.
But yeah, I mean the Super Bowl, like I said, like kind of the hangover is hit. Now it's kind of like things have died down a lot in Philly. We had this whole month and a half of just the excitement with the birds and, from getting all the way to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl to the parade. And then it's like a steep drop off. It's almost probably like how rock stars feel when they go on stage and they have to step off stage at the end of the night. I feel like that's how it feels like for me. It's kind of like sad. I mean, I know you're kind of like high on lifestyle. I'm so excited that they won, but now it's like
It's hard to come down from that.
like
You have to ignore all Sixers news. You have to ignore all Flyers news.
Nah, man, the Sixers are gonna lead us to the promised land next. You guys will see.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm excited. More than anything, I think everybody's just ready for the Phillies at this point. Everybody's saying, all right, we're looking how many days to – the countdown has begun until opening day, I feel like,
there were
for the
some
Philadelphia
people,
Phillies.
There were some people that were like immediately like, hey, it's pitchers and catchers. And this is like before the parade.
I'm one
like,
of them. I'm one of them.
I'm not paying attention to anything until the parade was happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm one of them, though.
I'm a little dialed more
I'm ready for
dialed in
baseball.
For baseball.
Baseball kind of started today, so –
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
it's
go
like
over
for
the
me,
rest
it's
of
like
these
the
guys.
Eagles, then it's like the Phillies, and then I just give less and less of a shit till we hit the Union, and then
Yeah. I'll go to Union games. I don't mind Union
I want to
games.
go
I'm
to
a
a game.
soccer
I still
guy.
haven't been there, but it's like,
It's a nice stadium. It's just in fucking Chester.
yeah,
Like it
it's
shouldn't
the
be in
crown,
Chester.
the crown jewel of Pennsylvania. Is
So
Chester.
bad down there.
yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Not good. I spent some time at Widener, like twice, but it wasn't really nice there.
But yeah, just to put a bow on this cheesesteak toss conversation, just some of the other guys we completed passes to. I did some deep dives to find out who were these. They were athletes that we were throwing to. Some of them, not all of them, were season ticket holders.
I think you could tell.
We did get Dallas Goedert. That was the obvious one. The guy we're looking at just now was Kari Blasingame, the fullback. And then in a bit here, we're going to see Nick Muse. Not this guy. We already talked
Good
about
catch
this guy.
by him, by the way.
It was. He might
Pretty
have.
sure
He
hands
maybe
the catch.
wasn't
See, he didn't
as-
throw it. It was in his hand still.
Yeah.
And this guy could catch.
Yeah.
Hands on this guy. You could tell he was
Two hands.
excited. Guy's a fucking legend. You could tell.
These guys. I
That
don't know
wasn't
what
a good
they're
catch.
doing.
I thought that guy looked like Nick Foles to me, but I'm like very face blind.
Goddard sauced.
Goddard was the best. So that's Nick Muse. He was on the Vikings when
Guy
they
just
lost.
one bite and then hit some woman in the
Yeah.
face with it.
He was on the Vikings in their
Whoop
first
that ass.
week of the playoffs. Gets cut. Him and Scene, the safety, the one to
Okay.
Georgia, get cut. and then they get picked up on our practice squad and win a Super Bowl after losing a playoff game first week of the playoffs.
Not bad.
Pretty good life. And then they're doing this 4 weeks later.
Yeah, like they
That
contributed.
fucking rocks. You know what I mean? That's also the guy, Nick Muse, was the guy that beat Saquon in that chug off that you saw, that shotgun clip.
I see.
Yeah.
He's like, you got this one.
Yeah.
That throw was absolutely horrible by me, by the way. That second
There
throw
was some-
by me, I just there was nobody even.
I would
in the
rather
vicinity.
have an overthrow than my first, which was like severely underthrown because I tried to do a football
Well, I
throw.
think everybody
but you have
was.
to do over the top like
Yeah.
like a windmill throw.
My first throw was the
Throwing
one
knives.
you see
Yeah.
where it just I airmailed the bus. I throw it way too hard.
Someone across the street got.
Yeah, I might have buried somebody
One
on
of
the
the
other side of
comments
the
I was
bus.
laughing at, it's like, damn, Phil, didn't know you had a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
I
was
saw that
punching him,
one.
too.
Video's iconic though.
Yeah, it's so good.
Video's
So good.
video's great.
Then we posted another clip talking about it too. Is it the most iconic Philly thing ever? The answer is yes.
What, to be
To be throwing cheesesteaks from the top of a food truck at
Yeah.
a Eagles Super Bowl parade?
It's about as Philly as it gets. Yeah.
No, I do tasty cakes for the Phillies parade.
Yeah. I think it was a great time.
And just closing thought on just crowd dynamics, it really shows that it's like feeding the fish when you throw the T-shirts. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a free thing, everyone's like,
Really?
mine.
Seriously.
That's why I felt so disappointed that I threw the shirt like idiotically and it went nowhere.
Well, I mean, the good thing was there was a lot of other shirts, and it's crazy because I went to help Phil get up on and then I turned around and it was just people losing their mind over shirts.
Yeah,
Like, I
because you
turned
guys
around for
put that
10
box next to
seconds.
me, and I was like, I'll throw a couple of these.
I
And in
did-
like 5 seconds, everyone was like, Kelsey! I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dude, I turned around for like 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden, dude, look at that crowd.
We also forgot
This
the
is why I love our city.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We forgot the ladder, but we were able to barter a cheesesteak for a ladder rental. So
Yeah.
it all worked out.
Yeah.
The one guy was just sitting on top of the ladder like a bird so he could just see.
Just like leaned against a wall. Wasn't even like on top of something. He was just like, I don't need to be able to see.
9,400 likes there, huh?
This right here is why I love Philly so much. I think the estimated turnout was like 1.5, but we beat it. We beat it. It was like 1.7 or 1.8.
Nah, if they would
Was
be,
that what they said?
Yeah.
And the last one didn't even hit 1 million. They said it was like 800,000.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it before. Like, I don't think people knew what to expect. And then when they saw all the clips like these from the last time, everyone's like, okay, we're all going.
This-
I think you expect more next time.
So yeah, definitely.
This is
You mean next year?
Yeah, well, let's
February 2026?
Yeah.
This is impressive, but I feel like if the Arizona Cardinals won, they would definitely dwarf us because they're so much more passionate.
I agree. I think if the Jacksonville Jaguars won, it would be even more crowded.
If one of
You mean
those
the
LA
Tennessee
teams,
Titans?
Yeah.
if one of those LA teams won, they would
Tennessee
go.
Titans parade would be sick down Broadway.
It would be sick scenery. I don't know if they'll
Sick.
get
You
a
might get 20
million and
people
a
there,
half
but-
people there.
I mean, people would just be there to be like on a bachelorette
To
trip.
say that they went is like, that's the thing with it. Like, so if you watch like parts of these clips, there's like 95% of the crowd that couldn't see a fucking thing and they still wanted to just be there.
Not us.
That's why I'm so
Not
happy
us.
because I actually hate that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just being able to be elevated and see
Yeah.
it, film it.
Yeah, I was so happy to be up high where I could like
100%.
actually because like
Phil's the fucking man.
for the most part like people are just there. We
Yeah.
were involved.
Yeah.
We had involvement. We were on the news.
When you
I
make
thought-
eye contact with the players,
We
you
were
give them
throwing
something,
shit. They
and
knew
you
we
get called out.
existed.
Yeah.
Yo, and you know they talked about us like, yo, those dickheads on top of that Phillips truck were clutch. I was fucking drinking all
Yeah.
morning, so like I needed some fucking food.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I just-
interactions with the players was probably the best part of it. But before we even got up there, I already felt like a celebrity. That Jason Kelsey hat just has
Yeah.
magic powers. Like I was taking
Yeah.
pictures with everybody.
That guy, the one guy
was
that had
awesome.
his daughters with him, he like wanted
Yeah.
to get down on one knee and be like, "This is a true American hero," because he just let them take a picture with the hat.
Yeah,
it's like
this
he gave
guy.
you, like you gave the cure for like polio.
He was what's the name of the funeral home that we were standing next to? It was that family.
That's like
If we want to shout them out.
My memory's good. but
Broad and
it-
Reed, the
it's
funeral
only
home on
one shit
Broad
I
and
care
Reed.
about.
If you folks know which one it is, it was that family, so we could shout them out. Yeah, it was the guy and like his daughters and her friends wanted to take a picture
Yeah.
with me first, and I was like, you guys can take a picture with a hat if you want. And they all freaked out.
Is this
Yeah.
the real one? Yeah, it's a real one. I got it.
Yeah, that's the actual one. He gave it to me. We're friends.
Yeah, I don't just look like Jason. I'm friends with Jason.
In other news, switching off the Philadelphia Eagles, planes have been crashing everywhere.
We were riding high with the good news now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's two ways to go at it. First of all, you obviously have. In America, we can't just be like, wow, what a tragedy. I hope we can fix that and prevent it from happening. It becomes team sports. So Team Blue is like, Trump fired all the air traffic control. How dare he? And then the Team Red's like, it was woke, trans, blind pilots that were crashing. So that's the battle that's going on. So the most recent one, Team Blue said, fucking Trump did it again. Then it finds out it's from fucking Toronto. So I don't know how you can blame him for that. But Team Red might get a win with this Toronto crash because the company that crashed it, they might have did themselves in. They did a bunch of videos where girls get it done. We have unmanned crews here. You don't need men to fly the plane. So I don't know if it was female pilots, but like when you do this, you're just asking for all the right wing incels online. Like they're just waiting. They're chomping at the bit. Woman fucked up, destroy that bitch. She crashed the plane. It's all her fault. Feminism. They're already talking about repealing the 19th Amendment. It doesn't matter. It's just they're just. It's like a softball they're about to smash. So who knows what actually happened?
Yeah.
With the helicopter pilot crash into the plane.
R.I.P. Kobe.
That was the D.C. incident, right?
Yeah. But so then you don't even know who to believe. Everyone's full of shit now. It's like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. But then you look, well, is this like how many times do you have these incidents? Is this like above average and a media thing? So I don't even know what to think. It's either Trump did it or it was wokeness. Either one is kind of funny if you can get over the fact that innocent people die in crashes. But aside from that,
Aside from that, again, not a religious person. I think we're obligated to say thoughts and prayers out to the families involved.
Yeah.
I did hear that everyone that was involved in that Toronto crash they survived and were also rewarded, or it's supposed to be rewarded like $30,000 each.
No, that was.
Or is that bullshit?
I
don't fucking know at this point.
They weren't rewarded $30,000. They were offered $30,000 to settle.
Offered, right? Yeah.
So, attention, people, do not take $30,000 for the plane crashes. You could easily get a jury to give you $1 million. Don't fall for that bullshit. Don't do it. Go into court, have a neck brace. Say that you
have a neck brace, have a fucking body cast like Squidward
a body
in the
cast.
episode
Say
of
your
SpongeBob.
dick doesn't work anymore, and that your girlfriend left you, and your dog died because of it. And we'll get you some settlements. All right. So don't take $30,000. That's bullshit.
The number one thing that
I'd be a lawyer for the viewers for a second.
Nobody's talking about it.
Tell them how that $30,000 is a terrible deal.
Nobody's talking about it either. All these plane companies that are crashing, they've shit on Spirit Airlines for years.
Yeah.
And I have yet to see a Spirit Airlines plane crash yet. Listen, you don't get free breakfast. You don't get free anything.
You have to pay for any bag you take.
Correct.
With
you pay $120 for anything you have to take on the plane.
I feel like
but they haven't crashed yet.
I feel like an average Spirit Airlines flight is less comfortable than the one that landed upside down, though.
Yeah, no, you might be
Talk
wrong.
about no leg room.
I mean, that still might be a better landing than any Spirit Airlines thing. But yeah, no, it's
I love how like what was the comedian that said it? Where most people that bitch about planes, it's like, it was terrible. It was 20 minutes late. I'm like, oh, what? That metal tube that flies?
Oh, really? What happened next? Did you fly through the air incredibly like a bird? Did you partake in the miracle of human flight, you non-contributing zero?
If you land and you end up upside down, you do have some kind of right to complain.
I mean, everyone on that plane probably thought they were dying. Everyone.
You don't say.
I'm saying, like, there's a lot of fucking trauma involved in that. I'm just like,
mental anguish. This has to be worth at least billions of
Ken,
dollars.
put us through the legalities and what makes sense with your law expertise on this.
Well, I'm not revealing any secret licenses I may or may not have. But if I were a lawyer, what I would say is make money, make money, and do not take the lowball offer. They're afraid of juries. Because juries are like, the jury will let O.J. Simpson go free. So anything's possible. So you just go in there. Oh, I was on my way to feed the orphans of Toronto when all of a sudden the plane crashed. And I guess, my foot fell off. It's just, I got LeVar Ball. I don't know.
Speaking of feet falling off. Yeah, LeVar Ball, America's favorite basketball dad, he lost his foot. He had to get his foot amputated. Apparently, he had some kind of serious medical issue, and his foot came off. Is this karma for him being a fucking annoying prick for the past 10 years?
I mean, it's karma for you have a sneaker line and now you only have one foot.
Yeah, it might be tough to advertise.
I don't want to make assumptions, but
Big baller brand.
Diabetes, pretty common with African Americans. You kind of lose your foot sometimes.
He looks like
depending on how serious it is. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm making assumptions. It just says serious condition or a serious illness.
Well,
so.
I don't.
Is that a big thing with the African American? Is that like an actual known thing?
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's.
I think you're pretty on the money because diabetes is probably the number one reason anyone will lose their foot. Other things would be trench foot. All right, I don't think he was at the Battle of the Somme.
There he is with his nub.
I don't think it was gangrene. I don't think it was frostbite. So
Nubby.
Jesus.
LeVar Nub.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I'm happy for that. Like the fact that you
He'll be
can have
fine.
no leg and you can have a smile like that is pretty good.
Well, yeah, because his kids are making millions of dollars, and he's going to get a pretty good fucking, whatever those are called.
Rebuild him.
Prosthetic?
Prosthetic, yeah. He's going to be fine.
And I'll probably still say he can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one.
He probably will.
He averaged 2 points a game, but said he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one in his heyday.
This reminds me of one of the craziest sports stories ever. Remember the Paralympic hero that everyone loved? I think
There wasn't like a murderer?
Usain Bolt traded stories with Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah.
What a great guy! And then he's back home in South Africa. He like murders his girlfriend and shoots through a closed door. He's like, I thought it was an intruder.
Is he in prison or he get off?
No, he went to. He might be released now, but he got convicted.
Didn't he get off or something? It could be wrong. Could 100% be wrong.
These fucking South African
Was he in
names
the actual
and
Olympics or was
accents
he in the actual Olympics or the Paralympics?
The Paralympics.
Okay.
He didn't have the bottom half of his legs.
No,
I know.
Wasn't the thing? No, he actually was in.
Yeah,
Olympics.
he competed in the limit.
Oh, he
I
did?
thought
That
he
was like
in
what was the
legit-
big deal about it? It was like, oh, he could do it, and then I remember.
Oh, right, because people thought he had an unfair advantage
Yeah,
because
remember they
his
were saying he
bottom
was
half of his
cheating?
legs were carbon
All
fiber.
right, the guy with no
Well,
legs
like-
doesn't have an unfair advantage. I don't care what you're saying.
But in a sense, his strides are much longer because it's like a spring.
They are,
Yeah. So it's
like wearing those insoles that are like metal when you play basketball, right? You get
I
a little
would
bit
bully
more
him
hop.
off. I would bully him right off of his fucking prosthetics. I'd be right next to him. Fucking. I'd knock him right off his.
Yeah,
I'd knock his slot.
Could
right
he
I'd
beat
fucking- he'd
Usain
be
Bolt
legless.
if he had like 8 feet long ones?
I mean, I doubt it.
Jesus, look at
that's
that.
wild. Imagine walking on nubs.
Jesus.
It's like walking on knuckles. Riva Steven Company.
All these fucking South African Elon Musk sounding motherfuckers.
That's your boy.
Like the most horrendous accent and then of all English language speakers.
Shot his girlfriend 4 times and didn't deny it.
Hold down the fork, guys. I think blow my nose real quick.
We can pause.
We can pause.
Up to you. I just keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. He's blowing his nose. What a fucking quitter. I always said it. So yeah, I mean, you shoot your girlfriend. Well, that's the thing. He was afraid that it was a home intruder. Like, if I had no fucking legs, I would always be terrified. I'd be shooting everyone. So
You would always be terrified?
yeah, because what are you gonna do? You have no legs. They fuck you up.
I mean,
But
he's also an Olympic runner. I think even without the prosthetics, he can get away
how
from
long
folks.
does that take to put on? That doesn't look easy.
Even without him.
It's annoying to put on dress shoes without a shoehorn. I imagine how bad it is to put those on. And then, yeah. I mean, so was this just like he was super afraid and then he fucked up? Or was he like, that bitch was nagging him, I had to just take her out with 4 shots? But if that was his plan, it was a pretty shitty plan.
Does he have legs that he sleeps in? That he
No,
can,
I don't think they. I don't
I'd
think
be
he
way more
sleeps.
comfortable to sleep
They're,
legless.
they're not
Yeah.
as. I mean, they're not as sturdy as the one he runs in. But he has something. If he has, does he have like a peg leg that he can get up and
He
Arg!
probably keeps it
I think
next
he
to the
just
bedside
walks-
table.
I think he just walks around
On his
without a
nubs?
prosthetic.
He's that
when
coordinated?
he's- Well, you just saw the photo of him. walking
See,
around.
in my opinion, then why wasn't he running on nubs?
I mean, then he would have to stay in the Paralympics.
Yeah, it's not fair.
The whole story was, I guess, he was, before he fucking shot his girlfriend, was
It's
that
just,
he
It
he
happens.
could compete in the regular Olympics.
USA Hockey tonight. USA Hockey, a lot of attention was drawn in the past week. They played in Montreal, and those Canadians, those Canucks, were booing the U.S. national anthem, Ken. So the U.S. responded by beating the fucking piss out of a couple of the Canadians to start the game. Puck dropped, and there was fights happening right away.
Yep.
So it's very annoying that the 51st state is booing their future national anthem. Hudson Bay will be renamed MAGA Bay, and you're just going to be invaded. You're not a real country. You're the King Leaf Justin Trudeau said it years ago. Canada is the first post-national state. They literally don't even like Canadians. They fired that Don Cherry guy because he's like, oh, the stupid World War I thing they have. He's like, the immigrants won't do it. Like, how dare you? I'm like, well, why would they do it?
Shouts out Don Cherry.
Yeah, it's like
used to wear some
it's
wild
not it's
suits,
not
by
their
the way.
story, so why would they give a shit? Like, do you care about what happened in Punjab? No. So why would they care about what happened with Canadian soldiers in 1917? So, but yeah, they annoy me. I'm done.
Don
with
Cherry, by the way, I think he was the Buffalo Sabres head coach in 1975 Stanley Cup. Coach against Flyers. Lost to us.
Wait, he was actually a coach and not just a talking head?
Yeah, no, he was a head coach. I think he was the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres in 75 when they lost to the Flyers.
Get this guy on with Bill O'Reilly. Get him on the No Spin Zone.
And, he was the Bruins head coach. I'm sorry. So he was the Bruins head coach when they lost to the Flyers. Lost in the Stanley Cup. So he lost 2 Stanley Cups.
Pretty good record, though, so.
Yeah, so he was the Bruins, and,
Never won one.
Never won one.
But yeah, I'm all right. I'm fed up with Canada. I've got a lot of shit that I have to say. All right, first of all,
Go
you
ahead.
bitches, you sell milk in bags, and then you have to cut the corner of the bag, and you have a special made pitcher. What the fuck are you doing? We've perfected the system. It's called the gallon jug.
Like
you
in
open it,
front.
pour it. Yeah, put up Canadian milk bags. Yeah, let's say autocomplete. What is this dumb shit? And they're like, oh, it's not that bad. You just get the pitcher.
Aw,
Yeah, that's the
don't you-
stupid fucking pitcher. Why do I have to buy another thing?
Looks like protein powder.
Yeah, it's that shit's spilling everywhere. All right. So first of all, secondly, stop with the French. We're done. And then they're so obnoxious. If you go to Montreal and they're like, "Hello, friend," and then they treat you like shit. Meanwhile, if
You're
you're
frauds. You're fucking frauds.
meanwhile if you're anywhere else, they need to have the fucking everything has to be in French. Everything just give Quebec independence. That's what I would do. I would annex Canada. They'd just like send Quebec on its own. They could just do their own thing. We don't even want to deal with them. We just let 18-year-old Americans go to Montreal to get drunk at strip clubs for bachelor parties. Like that's all you really need Quebec for. And then what else have they done to annoy me? Just they have an inferiority and superiority complex. They're always jerking off about their healthcare. Well, they've ruined that system. It takes forever. You can't even get a doctor anymore. So here you get fucked, and it costs $8 billion. But
So
push
your
comes
top-
to shove, you can actually see someone.
So your top issues with Canada are they have milk in bags.
Number one is the milk bags.
They speak French in
That's
a
number 2.
small portion of the country.
Yeah. No, a big part of the country.
And that's the thing.
It's
all their
not really that
all
big
their
compared to the rest of the country. It's a small, it's...
I mean, yeah.
all their prime ministers have to do it to get that vote because like Eastern Canada matters more than the rest of it. So Trudeau sounds so gay when he speaks in French. The other thing, Justin Trudeau, I believe this conspiracy theory with all my heart, and it's true. His mother was an infamous hooah, and there's nothing wrong with that, aside from one thing. When she was gallivanting around without her clothes on, she happened to be hanging around Cuba and Fidel Castro at the same time that Justin was conceived. Meanwhile, Justin's father, Pierre Trudeau, doesn't look much like him. He's shorter. It's a weird eye color. Trudeau looks just like Castro. So just type in right now on Google Images, Justin Trudeau Castro. People are going to have their minds... Hit the... Fix it. All right. There's the one picture where he just looks like a fucking clone. Yeah. The other one. This one. See? Look at this. Look at this. And when Castro died, he gave the nicest eulogy, like, what a great leader of the 20th century. Oh, he's so amazing. When, and then Trump's like, he's dead. Great day. What a great day. So, yeah, that's apparently his father, I think. Is that Pierre Trudeau? All right. Who does he look more like, that guy or Paul de Castro? Paul de Castro. Yeah.
You think there's relation there?
Yeah, his mother was fucking everyone, and then they loved Fidel, and they went there all the time. And at the same time he was conceived, they were in Cuba.
So
Look at
you
that.
think Fidel Castro is...
Look at that top picture.
No, listen, I see the similarities. I see it. Joe, feedback?
Trump, of course,
Yep.
said that. Many people are saying no one knows
People
more
are
about
saying,
Castro than
many
me.
people are saying, right? We love Trudeau.
That was the
nasty guy.
That was the funniest thing. Trump
We
just
don't love
says.
Trudeau if you're Trump.
Trump just says, "I spoke to Governor Trudeau," and every time he says it, it causes like this entire insurrection in Canada. But they have no guns, they have no nothing, so they just sit there with their milking bags, seething.
The
With their
narcs.
milking bags.
The narcs are.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
Don't you know not to talk
Oh,
about
I was
us like that?
I was from Toronto. Your favorite celebrity, your best expert
Toronto,
is
eh?
Drake. Is Drake? That's what you people.
Incorrect. They got.
They have a lot of
Michael
entertainers.
They got Michael Bublé,
They have
Justin
Norm.
Bieber,
The only
Shawn
one-
Mendes,
the only one I
Celine Dion.
The only one I respect is Norm Macdonald.
Jim Carrey. Don't respect Jim Carrey.
No,
Not
he's
Jim
so
Carrey
annoying.
guy?
He annoys
Well, now
me.
he is, but I mean,
He was
come
always
on.
annoying.
He had one of the best
Bad
movie
movie.
runs of all time.
I'm the mask. It's like he just overacts everything. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his thing. Yeah, come on.
Dumb and Dumber, elite.
Another conspiracy that proved untrue. Yeah, I love how they debunk stuff. We asked the person that was accused of crimes if they were guilty. They said no. It's debunked. Like, oh, okay.
In fairness, is coming from Politico for whatever that is worth.
Yeah, Politico, which got $32 million in USAID money. That's the other thing. If you're a news publication and the official story is like, oh, well, they were paying us for Politico Plus, which apparently is like $30,000 a month. So I don't know.
Wild.
It better suck your dick for that much money. But even if that's true, just for the appearance of impropriety, you want to be above board. If you're an independent media and you're getting money from the government, it kind of, just like when Coca-Cola advertises in your little local newspaper, are you going to run a investigative journalist piece about how it's all poison and it's going to kill us? We all know, but you're not going to say it. You don't want to lose that money. So if the government's paying you money, are you going to criticize them? So
Do you have the same opinion about PBS? I mean, they're fully government funded.
yeah, but at least they're actually out there with it. PBS, even though everyone's like, oh, we have to stop the woke, and like I agree, like NPR kind of goes bad. PBS is kind of like it's the only one. I feel like that Democracy Now! They got that like 800-year-old lesbian woman that's always
Yeah.
And, she's not bad. Like that's the only one that it's funny. PBS is the only news that actually criticizes the government. The only one that's like fully government run. So who knows? I support keeping PBS. I love Nova.
I thought PBS was like a kids channel.
No,
Well, it's
I
the
mean, it
government
has
funded
stuff. Public
broadcast
broadcasting
channel.
service.
Oh, I always looked at PBS as like PBS Kids.
Well, yeah,
and
you know,
had
they-
like Arthur on.
Yeah.
Shouts out Arthur. Great.
That's why
theme
it's free
song.
for everybody.
Yeah. Meanwhile, NPR will have a story like, with Trump's executive order, we talked to non-binary bongo players and what they thought about it. And like, I'm just done with NPR. PBS can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Canada booed the national anthem the other night.
Yeah, fuck those pussies.
Yeah. And
Oh, that's
how
the
I
other
feel.
thing that annoys me
Fuck
about
them.
these fuckers. They're like, in the War of 1812, we burnt down your White House. No, you fucking didn't, bitch. I looked this up. They sailed from England and did that. You had nothing to do with it. You've just been occupied by England.
By the way, look at this.
Was it on?
Look, he's dropping the gloves before the puck was even dropped.
Good.
And they got their
Canadian
asses
celebrating
kicked.
as he's about to get his ass kicked.
How fucking...
Oh, Canada.
Can you pause this real quick?
Yeah.
As he's getting his ass kicked. How fucking great is this? This is your sport, people. All Canada, like this is
Yeah.
your bread and butter.
They send
This
their
is your
best
sport.
athletes.
And guess who's whooping your fucking ass and now the best team in the fucking world at it? The United States of America. And guess where our best player is from? Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yep.
Wild to think about, but this is your sport. Bad luck for Canada, guys. Bad
Well,
luck for Canada. That's all I'm going to say.
In the vein of where's your man, bitch? Where's your man? Where's your Stanley Cup, bitch? How long's it been? This is your religion. You can't even do that. The only thing you have going for you, you're fucking ice hockey and you suck.
And now
Yep.
the U.S. is the best team in the world, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
Canada, it's like you're saying, Canada sends their best athletes to hockey. And, if we sent our best, like all of our best athletes to hockey,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't even be a fucking
If you
contest.
got like kids from North Philly and made them into hockey players, you know how fast they would be?
This is why I'm so excited for next year. I'm praying so hard. I need Team USA to win the World Cup. We don't care or even know the rules of soccer. Americans don't even know about the offside rule, and they just get confused by it. I want to beat the shit out of these teams, be extremely obnoxious, say USA #1, we're the best. All these guys, it's like their whole like. Look at what happened to the Brazilians when they lost to Germany 7-1. It was like, the wars they had against Argentina weren't as bad as that. I just want to like walk in there, don't even know the rules, find the game boring and gay, and still win, and then just rub it in these other countries' faces.
I don't even think our country would know how to celebrate that. Like, what would happen if the U.S. won the World Cup? I don't even know what we would do.
That's when we start the annexation of Canada. That would be the beginning. Just take it over.
That's how we would celebrate. We'd go take over Canada.
That would be like You know, you shoot the flare in the air. Like
You
that's
just
our
keep the
signal.
parade going until you get to Canada.
Well, that's how we
roll it around
People
Toronto.
think we'd celebrate, but we'd invade Canada.
Yeah, we have these parade floats.
It would be a Trojan
the
horse.
tanks are underneath of it.
Yeah.
The Trojan parade.
Congratulations!
I'm gonna have to
the
double
United
check
States
this.
for winning the World Cup. We're now invading Canada. Quebec, look out! Here we come! Right?
Niagara Falls. It's called Trump Falls, right?
We're sending all of the Canadians over in barrels of Niagara Falls. You can run, but you cannot hide.
I'm gonna have to double check this, but it looks like the last Canadian Cup title was '93.
Yeah, the Montreal
Before either of you were born.
Before either of us were born. Joe was alive. He was 10.
I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old.
Yeah. So eat shit, Canada. You suck.
Now we're going to switch over. Last topic of the night, and this is going to be the topic that I feel like we could have a video that does really well on. Like, I feel like this could be clipped and do very well. A lot of people have been speculating. A lot of people have been talking. A lot of people have been arguing online. When you were there the night we filmed the video, Joe's probably seen the video of me in my sweatshirt, and somebody comes up to me and they go, "Where are you from?" It's just it's a skit, but people get so angry over it. And I said Cherry Hill, and I said that's Philly, but people were like, "That's not Philly. That's across the bridge."
Because in
We
the
had
skit, you're
over-
like, well, how familiar are you with Philly? I'm like, oh, yeah, well, it was Sherry Hill.
Sherry
What?
Hill. Yeah. And people lose their mind. We did a poll out there, and it got over 16,000 votes on our Instagram.
So here is Philadelphia and Philadelphia County, and this annoys everyone all over the place.
Oh, yeah. You look at the
Philly,
county.
Philly
so there it
and
is.
Philly County are one and the same. And
So
this-
if
I
you're
will
from
admit the hang
Chestnut
up
Hill,
from the county is a little much, but I get it. It's literally what's
so if
considered.
somebody says Roxborough, you say no.
I don't say no.
Okay.
I don't say no. I mean,
Chestnut Hill, you say no or you say yeah. I mean, that's a suburban town, but it's considered in the county of Philadelphia.
It's like Cherry Hill, like these places are closer to Philly than like some parts of Northeast Philly.
Yeah, 'cause
technically,
that's the
yes.
thing, and people go crazy. So, like, yes, I think anyone that lives within the boundaries of the city has to. Yeah, I'm a Philadelphian, but
So I'll ask
even
you guys,
still,
yeah. So where can you be from to actually claim Philadelphia?
I think if you're outside, like the general area just outside of the county, your sports fandom is what matters.
Yeah.
That's who can they claim Philly? Like people from Allentown, right? Good friend of mine on Sister Pod, Philly versus Everybody, JT is from Allentown. And so, we don't really...
Knew I smelled a fraud.
Allentown stinks, by the way. Allentown looks great in the rearview mirror.
Sure does. It's also, basically in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, Allentown's a big Philly, sports town.
Yeah, but Allentown's different to me.
Why is Allentown different?
Because, for one, Allentown's like an hour and a half away.
It's pretty far away.
Well,
you're talking 15 minutes. Like
Yeah.
Cherry Hill, you can get to Philly in 15 minutes. That's in the Philadelphia corridor.
Here's
Yeah.
the main thing, I think. If the validity of claiming to be from Philly depends on how far away you are when you claim it. If you're out in California, are you going to say, I'm from Allentown? They're like, what the fuck is Allentown? I'm from Philly.
Right.
And it makes sense. If you go to China or a country that doesn't even know about Philadelphia, you might end up saying, like, I'm near New York, because that's like the only city they know. They might know
Yeah.
New York and LA and Disney World. But when you get real close and you're here, a lot of people from Jersey claim to be Philly. But there's this huge fucking stick up the ass people have. I remember the one Instagram comment hater we had. This guy's like, I went to Frankfurt High. Where are you from? I went in your hood. No one knows you. You're not from it. They're like, there's this paranoia about
No one knows
infiltrators. And then being from Northeast Philly, you even see that in other neighborhoods. Like, well, Northeast Philly isn't really Philly. But it is.
If you're in
It's-
Philadelphia
I can
County,
vote for
you're
the mayor.
Philadelphia.
Literally in Philadelphia if you're voting for the mayor.
If you're in Philadelphia County, you're Philadelphia to me.
But on
Yeah.
the other side, if you zoom in, if you're from Elkins Park,
I don't think there's
Elkins
that-
Park
is
is
that-
Monco.
Yeah.
Elkins Park is Monco, so no.
but technically no. But
No.
it's
No.
it's closer to Center City.
No.
It's closer to Center City than the Ben Salem area where you're right across, the far northeast.
I mean, Drexel Hill literally has a college in the city limits, and it's called Drexel Hill, but it's outside the city limits.
Correct. So you are Delco. Drexel
Right.
Hill's Delco.
But I mean, Delco at the same time,
I know, Delco people
outside of Philadelphia
are
think
more
Delco is in Philadelphia.
Well, Delco to me is more Philadelphia than some Philadelphians.
It's the
you have these
stereotype.
losers
Yeah.
from Northern Liberties who are yeah, I'm from Philly. you don't say go Birds and like chug beers with shirtless in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, I agree. Delco's more Philly than Philly is in a
parts
lot
of
of ways.
Philly,
It's
yeah.
like
Parts of Philly.
they like embody the avatar of being like a Philadelphia scumbag. And unlike other Philadelphians, because I like, Philadelphia, like it's kind of a shithole in many ways, but only people from here can say that. But you see a lot of people that get butthurt, and they're usually transplants.
Yeah.
You here for 5 years, you're actually from New York. First of all, now only us. Yeah, you're telling people we're not really from Philly when, bitch, my grandma was from Philly, my grandfather. So yeah, shut the fuck up. But yeah, so with these transplants, but Delco, they're the only people like,
Yeah, Delco sucks. So, yeah, you're right, cuz it doesn't.
and like,
we're dickheads. Like they embraced it. Like you insult them, and they have the thickest skin. And they're like they embrace being like pieces of shit.
even that pizza place that like they all agree it just sucks. but they
Imperial
like
Pizza. Yeah, you go like Imperial Pizza. Like yeah, it sucks. And they're like, but they're like yeah, it's open till 4 a.m. It's average as fuck. It's a 6 on the rating scale, but like it's open till 4 and.
Yeah, Delco feels like Philly concentrate. Like
Correct.
like a stronger version, like a more exaggerated Philadelphian.
if you
They
put
all
Philly
moved to
in
Delco.
an elixir and then you boiled away and it got
Right,
more
yeah.
concentrated, a tincture of Philadelphia-ness.
Right.
So can we play? So how about I ask you guys this? I'm going to ask you some towns, and you say if it's Philly or not. Like
Sure.
Camden.
No.
I don't know why Camden specifically, because it's the
Because
closest.
it's hood as
it's
shit.
the
People like
closest
from
town.
Camden are so hood that they wouldn't even want to claim Philly. Like, no, motherfucker. They pussies over there. We're
It's the
fucking
closest.
Camden,
It's the
dog. We
closest
eat
town
donkey
in Jersey.
steaks. Fuck those motherfuckers.
It's the closest town in Jersey. I think is what you're saying though, is they don't like us. So
Yeah.
we're like, all right, well then
Yeah.
fuck you. You're not
like
Philly
Camden
then.
claims Camden. Like
Yeah.
they're hood
Yeah.
too. So they like
Sixers
they got
fucking
beef. They're
facilities
like, yeah,
there.
dog, fuck the Phillies. We're River Sharks over here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're like the team was fucking gone 10 years ago, dickhead.
Yeah.
But no, like Cherry Hill.
That's what's funny though, is we'll say no to Camden, but there's gonna be so many more, so much further. We'll be like, yeah, that's Philly.
Yeah, like Cherry Hill.
Most of South Jersey.
Yeah.
Cherry Hill, yeah.
Delran.
Because that's the other thing
Yeah.
you have to consider. It's like also this like the body politic, the people itself. Like Philly and topped out in population in what was it, like the 70s or the 50s? We used to have 2 million people in the city. Now it's like 1.5 million. But they all moved to the area right outside the city. So like if you have like a 2 mile long thing that goes on all sides around the city, there's like another million, 1.5 million, 2 million. I don't know how many people, but a shitload of people. That's why like the fucking traffic is horrendous in Conshohocken because our genius city administrators are so anti-business that they just fucking leave, and because you're not a president of a country, they can just go 1 inch over the line, take their dicks out, laugh at you as you can't tax them, yet all the customers can just cross. So being high tax doesn't work if you don't have the entire country. So you just push people out, and then they move to Jersey and all this shit.
And they also had this road that was built called the Schuylkill Expressway that was obsolete from the day they fucking built it.
What a piece of shit the Schuylkill is.
Schuylkill's horrible. The Schuylkill is the worst road. It was literally obsolete the day they built it. And it's dysfunctional, but there's so much traffic that goes through it. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't tear it down and build a new road. That would be madness.
Yeah, Ken, right on the money. 1.5 in the city limits a couple of years ago. 6 million, over 6 million in the greater Philadelphia area.
Because that's the thing. It's like, well, you're not really from Philly, but if like their grandparents were and they were born, like a lot of people were born in Philly and then they moved out, like what, they're less than the fucking transplant that moved to Northern Liberties from New York.
I'll say this about folks that are like pretty far outside of Philly that can kind of, like Allentown is one that comes up, right?
Yeah, you're from
pretty far-
Allentown. Like, you could say I like the Philly teams, but you don't claim Philly.
What I'll say is for the like pretty far out guys like Allentown is like, if you're in Philly 10 times a year and you claim Philly, you're rooting for the Philly teams.
There's
If
nothing
you're
wrong.
actually in Philly often, then I get it. But like if you went to like 3
times a
Eagles
year?
games in your life
10
and you're
times a
from
year, though? I
Allentown,
still
like
don't think
that's
you get the right to claim Philly. Like, I think you could say like, yes, I support the Philly teams, but you can't go, yeah, I'm from Philly. You'd be like, you're from Allentown. You're
telling
Allentown
people
is
you're
very much
telling
different.
people you're from Philly is a different thing because it's dependent on who you're talking to. Like you were saying earlier, if you're talking to somebody on the West Coast, they're like, I don't know what the fuck Allentown is. If you're talking to somebody in fucking
Who the
China,
fuck is
they don't
Allen?
even know what Philly is, like you're saying, right? So like it depends who you're talking to in terms of like who you're like where you're saying you're from. But I think most people, if they're from Allentown and they're talking to somebody from the West Coast, they'll be like, oh, I'm from Philly. And like, oh, and if somebody says, oh, like I'm from the area or I'm from somewhere close, they'll be like, where from? You're like, oh, I'm from Allentown. Then you can be like, now you're from.
Yeah, because if
Okay,
an
yeah.
Allentowner
But
is
that's
talking
dependent
to
on
a
the person
Philadelphian, that's when they say, well, I'm from Allentown.
Right.
But if you're talking to someone that
Yeah.
just gets the general idea.
It's dependent on the person knowing.
Well, then you
the
have a
area.
lot of people from California who are just dumb, and they'd be like, wait, that's in America?
Yeah, the majority of Californians are.
Yeah, there's also like a billion Allentowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And Billy Joel wrote a song about Allentown.
Sure did.
What part of Philly are you from? Swedesboro.
So yeah, I think you had a point though. It's like where do the stores sell the Eagles jerseys in there? Because like you go west enough, it switches to Pittsburgh.
That's the
You go
thing.
North Jersey enough, it switches to Giants.
Northern Delaware is all Philly.
Delaware is
Delaware
mostly
doesn't
all
count.
Philly.
Delaware.
Well, until you get to Southern Delaware, they're more Baltimore. They support like the Orioles and the Ravens.
Yeah, like all the way south, I think. But that's the thing too, is if you go west and honestly, like far out, like northwest, there's Steelers mixed in with a lot of these towns. Like even you know, I know folks from like Reading and Kutztown, like Harrisburg area, like all of these places have pretty like it's mixed.
Yeah, and you know, when you go west north PA, it becomes Buffalo too. Like you get like a
Yeah.
lot of Bills fans.
Giants fans up there too in the Northeast.
Well, they're brain dead morons.
Yeah.
Fuck, we want to root for the Giants. What river is
Yeah.
that, by the way? It's like going through Harrisburg.
This one?
Oh, that's the Susquehanna.
Is that the Susquehanna?
Yeah, Susquehanna.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a deep dive research with my autism because I wanted to write an alt history where the U.S. developed medieval level civilization if they weren't colonized and what it would be like. And good news, people that love Philly, we have the best land. All that Lancaster shit. If this was medieval times, we would be the best kingdom. New York would be our bitch. But it didn't work out that way. So unfortunately,
That's why we were the capital for so long, and we invented democracy and freedom. Don't look it up.
Your guys' opinion, what is the best city in the country?
How can I say anything but Philly?
You say Philly? I mean, I say Philly for the sports because I love it, but I like if I had the
You
choice
can
to
have
live
a million
anywhere, I don't know
reasons,
if I
right?
would live in Philly.
the best city in the country is Gary, Indiana. It's a
Well,
beautiful
see,
metropolis.
He took my answer.
Why is Gary, Indiana? Anything?
Go over
Other
there
than
and
Philly,
then see the
like
pictures.
what's some of
It's
your
beautiful.
what are some things that you like about other cities that you know Philly could take in? The one city I will say is
Chicago. Go up
I will say Boston.
and to the right.
The one good thing. What do you think the one good?
There it is, Gary. Click it. You're gonna see some beautiful.
It's on the water.
Can you scroll down? Are there more pictures?
No, that's the only picture of
here,
Gary,
click
Indiana.
photos. Here we go.
It's a nice place.
Christ.
Indiana's weird, man. Coming from somebody who's been to Indiana and like unfortunately
looks nice.
and unfortunately spent time there.
How can a place on the water look this shitty?
Hold on, where was I at? I want to say
Didn't you say the women had mullets and shit?
the women all look like Darren Dalton.
Why were we in Gary, Indiana?
I was not in Gary in Indiana.
Yeah, I just know about it because everyone. It's like the quintessential shithole city that people
I'm
give
gonna
as
tell
like a
you where I
placeholder.
was.
Like that church is nice. I'd fix that up.
Where was I at in Indiana?
Yeah, you're near Chicago. You should be killing it.
Was it
The one
Jonesville?
golf club.
Yeah, they have one golf course that isn't a shithole.
Was it Jonesville I was in? I was somewhere. Wasn't French Lick.
I love these places that are like, oh yeah, move to Gary, Indiana. You can look at the important city all day. Like people in Camden, like, yeah, it's a great view of the cool city.
Well, did you ever see Carl Pilkington? You know that guy?
Yeah,
He had the best thing.
it's
when
like
they,
a Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, they did the
character.
Carl Pilkington, An Idiot Abroad, and when they
Yeah.
sent him, when they were gonna send him to Petra in like Syria, I think, or Lebanon, I don't know. It's in the
I
Middle
was in.
East somewhere.
I think I was here. Scottsburg. Yeah.
But
I
his
think
whole
this
point is
it.
they were sending him to a wonder, and he's like, "Well, I'd rather be in a cave across from the wonder, and you get to look at it. Where if you're in the wonder and you look and you just see desert." It's
Yeah,
kinda
this is where we stayed. Scottsburg, Indiana.
It sounds nice.
It was fucking horrible.
Is this a college trip or you guys are just out there?
This was a Kentucky Derby trip. The
Oh,
first year
Kentucky
we went.
Derby.
We stayed in Indiana because it's like 30 minutes outside of Louisville. It was the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. We walked into this Walmart. Like I said, all the women look like the '93 Phillies. Most of them look like John.
They all look like John
Most of the
Kruk.
women look like John Kruk. They had mullets, and the looks that me and Doug were getting as I walked into this place were fucking wild. Well, like they have nothing out there, by the way. Like Walmart is like a form of entertainment probably for them. Like they all go to Walmart. It's just Walmart's out there are so much.
Walmart
different
is
than
like
here.
the lit night when you get far enough outside of a city.
Yeah, and then you look
Like
at the
they
employees.
just hang out in the fucking parking lot.
Well, I tell everybody too. It's like you think the employees are like, then you see them out there.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad night and you're like down on your life, like go walk
You
into
wanna feel good about
Walmart.
yourself?
Yeah, go walk into a Walmart at fucking 10 o'clock at night. You're like, holy shit, my life's not that fucked up. This is beautiful. Like yeah,
Wild.
Scottsburg.
What part of Philly are you from? From Lakewood, New Jersey.
Yeah, but that's I think that's all the topics we got for tonight.
Yeah, guys, don't go to Gary.
Don't go to Gary. Just avoid Indiana in general. The only thing I would go to in Indiana, yeah, I know I'm shitting on Indiana. I don't know how many viewers we have from Indiana, but the only thing I would go to in Indiana, and if you guys want to join this year, you can. The Indianapolis 500 is a good event. So that is one thing.
Are you a NASCAR guy, or this is just something you went
Well,
to?
it's
and
IndyCar,
enjoyed?
but no, I'm not really that either.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I
it's just kind of an event. It's like kind of like the Derby.
It seems
Same
like it's
type of
something that's
vibes.
way better in person. Like I
Yeah,
would never
like
watch
it's
that
fucking
shit on TV ever.
325,000 people at this shit, and it's like it's pretty fucking cool to see it in person.
What's the difference between this and NASCAR? The Indy 500?
They're faster cars. They're more like Formula One style cars,
Oh, okay.
and they're they're faster.
Is
I
this an
thought they
F1
were, like-
race?
What's that?
Is this F1? Like, is that?
No, it's Indy racing.
So it's like halfway in
IndyCar.
between like NASCAR and F1.
These are the
basically.
fastest cars you get. These are the fastest cars you get. I think they go on the straightaways like 235 miles an hour. Seeing it in person is pretty fucking wild, and it's loud as shit.
Hell
It's
yeah.
I think it's just one of those things. Like,
But you see that you see that like glass thing, or yeah, like right above it, like in the middle, like that teal fucking window. That's where we sit for media. So we're behind glass. So
Oh yeah.
it's pretty.
You got credentials when you go?
Yeah, we get credentials, so we sit we could sit right behind glass in the media room, right at the finish line, which is great because it's
Hell yeah.
fucking typically hot.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
go.
If we're credentialed up,
look
I'm
how many
down. When
fucking-
is it?
It's always Memorial Day weekend.
Where'd you spend your Memorial Day? Indiana.
Yeah,
Not in Gary.
it's pretty fucking cool though. I mean, it's a cool event, man.
Yeah.
It's not in Gary.
Well, sorry, Indiana. Yeah, unlike Delaware and other people that I've attacked, you and New Jersey, you didn't deserve my ire. You kind of just got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. But that's all we got for tonight. Go USA.
Go USA.
Hope they
Fuck
take
those
the win
Canadian
tonight.
bitches.
And go Birds. Joe, thanks as always.
Yeah, no
Signing
problem, guys.
off.
Go with USA.
USA.
USA.